Hey y'all, it's Renegayde, and it's time to spill more Reali-Tea on all things Drag Race France All-Stars. The season has officially premiered and the battle is on, so make sure you like and subscribe because you don't want to miss a single drop of future content. On this podcast, we are reintroduced to our All-Stars as they compete in their opening talent show Maxi Challenge and learn that Nikki won't be eliminating anybody this season, but they'll be eliminating each other. Gasp! But before we begin, let me introduce my co-hosts. And he's also known for his pigeon dance. It's QuackrrJack. Jack, we've got... Yes, you know that you originated and gave it to Camp. We all know that. But we did... We got our first taste of international drag this week. How are you feeling about the season here, Jack?
We're starting off really well, really well. The girls ate it up. The talent show was pretty successful, I'd say, and the runway was amazing. No one did a bad job on this runway, which is always a great thing.
Yeah, I thought this was a very strong premiere. I don't know if it necessarily was giving me maybe the interpersonal alliances or things like that it felt like it kind of needed to kind of touch on, like where the girls kind of really stood with each other, but like this is their kind of first taste. Ultimately, it didn't really matter, what happened because this, was ended being a top two and not a bottom two, really. So, like, yeah, I guess it didn't really matter. But it was a very strong start, I think, here. And I also like the fact that their talent shows actually have other skills than just dancing and singing. Imagine, US. Imagine. Um,
No, we won't be doing that. We're not imagining none of that.
Well, and also for those of you who don't know, this season is available on auto dubbed, translated into English. It's extremely cringe, but it is there. So there really is no excuse why y'all are not watching this season here. Honestly, like, put up with the terrible dubbing, or watch it on with subtitles. It's really not that bad. But personally, I like the fact that they're kind of branching out because they did the same thing with Brazil too. So this is like it's going to be something that they're going to carry moving forward. Just to quickly touch on that, do you like the fact that they are making things much more accessible to us lazy Americans by dubbing things over? But or do you kind of wish they actually used like real voice actors? Do you think they're taking like the easy way out here?
You know, if I get to watch the shows and if I can more easily understand what is going on, I'm a lazy ass bitch, so I love doing that type of shit. So I'm here for it. And it probably must be said that it would be nice if it didn't sound the way it did, but who am I to expect or ask for anything better when I'm too lazy to learn a language, right? So I'm totally fine with this. I like that they're doing that. I like that I have the option.
I just
And
wish it didn't sound like we were in a void. Like there's just no other like background sounds other than whoever is currently speaking at the time. So it's just
yeah,
very like it's awkward. It feels very weird to watch. But I do like the fact that I don't have to really just like stare at the screen all the time. I do like the fact that I could kind of mindlessly like look away, look at my phone for a second, and not like have and not miss anything. But I don't understand why they didn't dub the challenge. Like,
I
why?
mean, look, I don't care about them dubbing the challenge personally. I got what I needed from it, right? Because like most of it I could understand, and I could put subtitles on if I needed, right, to like fully
Yeah,
understand
I
everything.
mean, true, but still. I'm just like, why? You just like you're doing all of this. Just do all of it. Just go all the way. But yeah, it was still a fun premiere year, and I do recommend everybody to go out and hopefully you watch the episodes available free on YouTube. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit taste, and then you can go buy your Wild Presents Plus membership here for the rest of the episodes. So we're gonna definitely be reviewing this season, and things get a little bit of a spicy start here because we get original All Stars rules here. We were very kind of questioning what the format was going to be, but they're going full on like season two kind of traditional, where they will be eliminating each other. We get a top two and a bottom two each week, which I like the fact that they are specifying that it is a top two guaranteed and a bottom two guaranteed, because one thing we like to do in the US is not specify how many bottoms that we're going to get. One episode we'll get three, one episode we'll get two, then we'll be back to three, then all of a sudden six will be people in the bottom, So I like
There's
the
like
fact
4
that they're
seconds to
like,
it.
I like the fact there's consistency here, right? Like at least it's like, hey, like these are the rules, we are sticking to them, and I'm like, okay, thank you, France, for doing things correctly here. What are your thoughts here on the format?
I love it. I love when the girls are in the judging position of like actually having to make these decisions. I like that there is this extra weight on the girls to really think about things like, are we going to make alliances? How's this going to happen? Are we going to make better choices? Like, it's fun. It's fun for me at least. It's fun for me as a viewer to watch and like hope for, a lot of mess.
Right.
And we don't get much mess, but um we do get a good episode nonetheless. So
I mean, we get a taste of a mess here. I think the biggest thing for me that kind of stood out here was the fact that Piche and La Big Bertha are feeling like they're initially like having like this bearded queen battle between each other, where it feels like they're not feeling each other at all, and it is weird to me because it feels like, like the bearded girls, being that this is the first time there's two of them on the same season, that you would think that this would be like an auto alliance, right? But it says it feels like it's a situation where they're like, no, I need to be the last bearded queen standing. I was not
right,
expecting that
right.
at all. Do you have any thoughts on how that went down? Because I don't think there was anything else that really kind of happened here other really than that.
It's kind of messy, but it's kind of fun to see them fight about it because it doesn't make sense. You're right, it does not make sense. I think maybe there's like an attitude issue with between them. Like they just don't really vibe together. And one thing I will say is Big Bertha has more experience than Piche, but at the same time, Piche kind of clocked her for not incorporating her beard into the look in terms of really, coloring it, making sure that's like makeupified kind of thing to go with the look, as opposed to just having it out there, which I kind of agree. Like I would rather see more like when Peach does her beard and it's like either gold or red or something like that's fun for me. I think that elevates the drag personally.
Hmm. I do agree with that too. I think that's why I think Piche is one of my definitely picks here to hopefully go far. I'm a little worried because she's coming off a little confrontational here from the start, but like who knows how this is all going to go down. Um, Was there anything else you wanted to touch on? Actually, one other thing I wanted to touch on really quick. Moon. She did have a moment here where she did get to discuss the reason why she quit the show. Like, we kind of know that it's because she was on the hormones when everything was happening and she had just started them. But another thing she discusses is the fact that her family and her friends didn't know that she was transitioning prior to her being on the show. So it was really a lot of more pressure on her because she was talking about the fact that like the world knew before her close family and friends knew. Does that kind of change your perspective on her whole quit situation at all?
I it does somewhat. Like I definitely I understand. It definitely had me feeling a way about like because I felt very negatively towards Moon. Because it's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Like I know a lot of people like, as a reference, people love Ginny Lemon for that. I'm not a fan.
Nah,
Um,
not really either,
and
honestly.
so I can respect this more. I think a girl who takes time, needs her mental health kind of thing, very understandable. Like Isis Couture, when she said, "Okay, my mental's not here, like I can't do this," I understood. Moon, I was like, "Is this just like you're in your head thing? Like, what is this about?" And now, really understanding what she's talking about, I'm like, "Okay, I get this. This makes a lot of sense. Like that is a lot."
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not be so harsh on her about that. But I told her I was gonna give her another chance. So like I hope I get to see a lot of good things from her. I hope I like the things I see from her, you know?
Hmm. I think she's off to a good start, honestly. I'm very excited to kind of see her kind of back in her element as well too. So it is kind of nice being able to kind of having like another side to the story, so we don't just kind of automatically judge people just because they quit. Like like flashing back to like the early days in reality TV, like people that quit would get like chastised so hard, but it's like there is really like another side to the story, and sometimes people do have valid reasonings for the decisions they make. So we should at least, I think this shows we should at least hear them out first before we kind of officially judge them like a little too hard, but. Yeah, I think that's really everything I kind of wanted to touch on before we get to the main stage. Jack, did you have anything that kind of stood out to you?
Anything that stood out in terms of like the workroom specifically?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, I mean, one of the things that I really enjoyed was when all the girls were walking in, we got to see like a more evolution of their drag. Some like I remember Big Bertha being the first person in, right? Like she had this in the nicest way, she had this like huge skirt. Like I'm not trying to like make that a shade about her body type, but I don't want to like I really am I try not to use those words on especially the bigger queens because I hate when they only get talked about for that. But like this skirt she had was like structured or whatever. Like it was like tutu tool kind of thing. And it was so funny. And I was like, is she even gonna be able to sit down in that? Like I had no clue. And I really love seeing so many of these girls come in. Like the Baguette we got to see from Mamiwata. Like uh Piche came in looking beautiful. I mean there was just so many good things. Like Soa came in, she looked great. Um and I'm just so excited to see such like a well-rounded group of girls who like all of them are extremely talented. And I like to see how some of their drag has really evolved since they came here the first time. And I love seeing the comparison picture they showed us of like when they first entered the workroom and now they're entering the workroom. Although one thing I did clock was I did not like La Big Bertha's like white on her like the it's like a almost like a complete cover from any makeup getting on her beard. It's so weird. I was not feeling that in the slightest.
Well, Jack, let's go ahead and we can get to your favorite portion of the runway here. And that's the runway, which leads to me for this week's Yes or Mess. Category is I love gold. I would use the French terminology for it, but I'm not about to butcher it because I don't know France. So, um, yeah, I love gold is the theme here. Very fitting for an All Star season. I feel like, especially for like the very first category here. Did you enjoy the theme here, Jack?
Yes, it's one of the most successful things you can do for a really for something that like everyone can really do is a monocolored look. There's almost nothing you can do wrong with this. Like you can go and have so much freedom and creativity in this. So it's really fun to see all the different queens really interpret such a wide open category into their own style of drag. So this was so successful. And honestly, it's so hard to pick a mess this week. So it's
Mhm.
that's the hardest part about this. But I do want to kind of talk about a few of the real big standouts for me. Um, uh, let's start with the first girl that comes out, Cam Hugh. Somehow so simple yet so well done. She is sporting this like yellow jacket mini dress that's structured. It really cinches in at the waist. It has these huge sleeves with this nice collar. It's very sailor-esque, and she has this amazing like just little details everywhere. The sailor cuffs on the arm, right there on the wrist that are white with those blue stripes, and they're also seen on the cuff of the boots that she has on that are also golden, and then she has this life preserver like kind of clutch thing going on. It was it was so good. Like as a fashion moment, this was amazing. And like this is the first thing we're seeing, and I'm like, oh, I'm gagged. And then right afterwards, we have Piche come out in as like a goddamn like what was it, a Grammy or something? Like and her hair was literally a gramophone. Like I was gagged. I was like, she has this huge record on the back of her, so we can't see it. She turns around. She is essentially the Grammy, and I'm just like, this is. this is gaggy, baby. This had me. I didn't know where I was. I said, "Oh my god!" And it had her name on it on the back too, which was really fun. So it was so well done, and it was just so nice. And one thing she really did well with the microphone and all these little details here, I think she showed just the right amount of skin. She had a midriff, a skirt on top of the pants kind of thing, and her beard and everything was matching in the gold. It was so good. It was like a masterclass on how you're if you really want to make a statement piece, this is it, baby. And I mean, I have to mention two other girls, right? Like I can't not mention some of these girls' outfits because they were just so good. This week was just so good for so many of the girls. And I think one of the big ones that I need to mention next is Punani had this amazing concept about that girl who I totally forget the reference. I'm so sorry. I'm not cultured. But she has this reference of this girl who got gold poisoning or whatever because she like was everywhere with gold and she thought it would keep her safe and it was going to keep her healthy and young forever or whatever. Turns out she did the complete opposite. But she ends up in this beautiful outfit inspired by like inspired from the woman who is, this. I believe she was a duchess or a countess or something like that. She was some royalty, and it's like got this blue underlay with it as well, and the gold, and it's draping and rouging and like some fluff going on, and then she takes a vial of gold and drinks it, and then her mouth glows up in gold. Like it was a performance piece that needed to be talked about, right? It just needed to be said. It needed to be given its moment, and I just, it was so good. And then we have Soda Muse. She has this very goddess-esque outfit on. She has this amazing headpiece. She looks beautiful. And on the same category, we have a completely different kind of goddess interpretation from Magnetica. And I thought it was so interesting to see both of them there. And Magnetica's is very like soldier-esque, more so like South American inspired goddess. And Soa's was more I would say traditionally like maybe either from like an island nation or from black culture specifically, and it was so beautiful seeing these girls do these interpretations. I just loved every part of it. And unfortunately I have to say a girl who was a mess, and she wasn't even that big of a mess. It was very basic for me. I loved that she was kind of just coming out as a gold slut, and that was Moon. She she came out in basically like, she has her tits showing, kind of like
Do you get
a
the
lot of good
reference
cleavage
though?
here.
Do you know the
um
Barbarella
Look,
reference, Pam Anderson reference that she was going for? Just curious.
I didn't pick up on the reference, but I have to say, as far as this goes, it was just a little too plain compared to everyone else standing next to her for me. Like, if you're gonna do a reference, I need it to not be too little compared to everyone else. Like, it just didn't give me enough. I liked the look. There was no look I disliked this week. If I have to pick like my least favorites of the week, it's her and probably like La Big Bertha or uh, or a Lips. Just I don't know. They weren't, or maybe not a Lips. Maybe I'd go. I don't know. It was hard.
I'd
It was
probably
hard to
go
pick.
Log Big Bertha, honestly. I wasn't very
I think
impressed by
La Big
this. I
Bertha.
think
You
this
know what
was
it
kind of
was?
there was a lot
It
more
was
that was
the
needed, honestly, on this, and everybody
Yeah,
else
and I
adhered to a
hated the
lot more.
scrunch boots. That's what it was for me with La Big Bertha. I hated the scrunching looking boots on the top part. I didn't like that feature in the slightest. And I just felt like it didn't shape her well. Like I like that she's embracing her being more sexy and not just being a joke and kind of thing, which I love, but I'm also like, this is not this isn't really looking for me well. I'm not really like feeling it. So if we could ixnay on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Big Bertha was probably my least successful of the week here, and probably I would probably honestly say Punani might be my favorite. Like I was not expecting this. I think what elevates it for me too is the fact that she made it herself. Um, But also,
That sounds
I really
crazy.
like Piche too. Like I love the creativity, uh, with especially just everything about the look is just really good. I don't know. I'm kind of vacillating between the two. We'll see which one ends up officially is the top for the ranking video. Who would you say would be officially your top of the week?
Oh god, don't make me pick. Probably
You have to pick.
Punani. Oh my god.
You have to
Probably
pick.
Punani. Oh my god. I think it's gotta be Punani. This was amazing.
Yeah, I do think this Loki probably saved her a lot, because her talent show was oof. And let's go and talk about the talent shows here because this week it wasn't just a talent show. It was a talent show with a twist. They had to include a magical element into the act. Um, I was a little confused initially at first because I was kind of like, okay, are we all just gonna be doing magic then, or like, because I mean, like they already do like reveals, right? So is the reveal just gonna be the magic act or whatever? But they forced it to be a requirement this time. Do you think it made a big difference on the talent show numbers here at all? And did you even like the idea, Jack?
I loved this talent show thing going on. I also liked how much more I feel like they use the stage than sometimes we see. There's a lot more props and things going on in here. I really enjoyed all of these like fun elements. I don't know, the illusion thing, I guess it just forced everyone to kind of do a reveal of some kind or something strange to their act, but a lot of them kind of felt like they were already in there anyway, so it didn't really matter because a lot of girls just did reveals of like dress parts or something, and that's fine. Because like I don't think I would be ready for doing something like that personally.
Mhm. Well, let's go and talk about the talent shows here, and we can kind of group them by how they were ranked here. And I guess we could start off with the Safe Girls here first. And we had Ellipse doing a kind of like a dramatic lip sync. We had Moon doing another kind of performance, another dramatic kind of lip sync as well. We have Soda Muse doing her patented cabaret. And we also had one other queen. Who was it? Piche. Piche.
Each,
Also, she was doing some live singing transition to an OG song that she performed. I was very shocked actually. Piche was not in the top because she was, I think, one of my favorites. But I
yeah.
also really like her a lot. So like I can't tell if I'm just being biased or whatnot. But I think she might have taken someone out of the top three for me for sure.
Yeah, I think she did an amazing job. I could even might have been top four, honestly. I would have been okay with that. Like it just was it was such a good talent show. Like I know that we harp on the talent shows here a lot of the times, and rightfully so. But the this France All Stars talent show was just so good. Like
I just,
it was amazing.
they just do so much different like stuff than
There's a
what we
lot
do,
Yeah,
and
there's a
it's
lot
just
more
there's more
personality here, it
culture.
feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more personality, more culture. Just there's so much more than just come on, Mamoru, let me snatch that crown. Like I'm just um.
I'm here to be till the end. Like other girls can't get me. Yes, slay. Like
um, I thought Ellipse actually did a really good job too as well. I was kind of slightly feeling some emotion when this was happening. I don't know if I necessarily got
the
the
puppet
entirety
thing.
of the story, but yeah, it was giving me like a sense of loss. Like I don't know. I was kind of I, I was kind of feeling it. I don't know. I wouldn't have put it in the
No,
top,
I liked it a
but
lot.
it was very. There was a lot of passion in it, that I don't feel like we see at all ever. So it was unexpected as well. I don't know. I maybe the outfit that she transitioned to was a little weird, but it was a strong performance for me. I feel like her and Piche out of the Safe Girls could have been tops for me. Um, did you have anything else to say about the Safe Girls here?
I think the only thing that I was a little confused by with her lips was she was. I didn't realize at first. And I think I don't think they mentioned this at all because I think they understood what was going on. When she was like ripping things off with the string or whatever, she was like slowly ripping it. And I was in love with how she did this reveal. It was like, it wasn't messy. It was like purposely like slow and like her really taking everything off and like showing her underneath it all kind of thing by like just ripping these compartments and like it was such an interesting way to do a reveal and I loved her puppetry like I thought it was so fun like I mean obviously the vibe wasn't fun but I don't know it made me like a happy sad if that makes sense right like emotionally but like happy emotionally sad.
It's emotion. Just feel like it's emotions that you don't usually get from drag shows. Like I feel like they always expect you. Like they even said it during the episode that they're like, you need to, happy, uplifting, whatnot. And I'm like, that was kind of uplifting in a different kind of way. Like it was definitely, obviously, very emotional, and there's clearly a very sense of loss there. But I think it's just the connection and just seeing it kind of in a different kind of form, and a different
Hmm.
medium, which I connected to a lot. So, um, but yeah, it's unfortunate that they really do harp on the fact that it has to be like a something extremely positive that will get the win here, because like we've seen other performances like Mariah Balenciaga's like amazing talent show performance that got absolutely no recognition whatsoever. And it's just like I think there needs to be a change, and I think had if that had actually gotten the love that it really deserved, we really could have really seen that happen in a different direction on talent shows moving forward. But I don't think anybody even cares to try anymore because it just doesn't work out in the US.
It
But
never works out well in the US, so yeah. And it kind of felt like that way here too, because actually a lot of the girls who did I don't want to say sad, but the slower performances definitely did not get as high in marks. Even when I was like, oh, I thought they did a good job, so that's shocking.
Let's go and talk about the girls that got high marks here, and that would be Cam Hugh, who does a kind of comedy cabaret performance. Actually, sorry, comedy burlesque performance. We have Misty Phoenix, who does a dance where she incorporates comedy as well, and we have Mami Wada, who goes kind of just straight up with the whole magical element thing and does a comedic magic show. Do you think this was the right top three?
It's hard to say that anyone didn't deserve a top placement because so many girls did well. Would I have possibly switched one out with Piche, possibly with Human Lips? I mean, do I think it's the correct top three? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't think it's like the best thing ever. I don't know if maybe uh I think maybe what kept um the honestly out of these girls, I think my biggest or my most controversial is probably Misty Phoenix, only because I think her reveal with Le Philippe was like very important, obviously. But I think I could have seen like her maybe not make the top, but I don't know that it necessarily mattered
The rest
at
of
the
the
end of the
performance didn't give what the reveal gave, right? Like it felt like obviously the reveal was the last thing, so it was um, the last thing we kind of remember. So it was good. It was great that she ended on a high note, but it felt like it took a lot of work to get there. Like I wasn't. I understand why she's in the top, but I kind of felt like I said, it was a little bit of a journey. I feel like to get to that point, it didn't. The performance didn't really kind of grab me until that reveal happened, and that's kind of honestly all I remember of it. But like it was a really great high though for her to end on. So I do understand why she's in the top here, but I don't know. I do agree
I
with you
mean,
here. I don't think she would have been somebody I would have put in the top, but it's
she
not
was
somebody that I think
funny.
is undeserving.
Yeah, yeah. There was no one who was like necessarily undeserving in the top, right? Like she did a great job. I just was kind of like the outfit wasn't like anything great that she revealed into. It was just like a big coat over to like a small ass like outfit. And I get it, it went with the story, it's fine. It was funny, it was entertaining. I just didn't I don't know if I necessarily thought it was as strong as the judges felt about it. But that being said, we get a fun outcome, I think, for the most part.
Hmm. Let's talk about Mommy because I thought Mommy was actually a big surprise here for me. I wasn't expecting her to be as funny as she was, and like her whole skit was just completely stupid. But like, tell me why she sold it for me. Like, I thought this was a lot of fun, especially when she was like, "I'm gonna make the dress short and red," and then it was turns out it's like her wig turns short and red. I was like, okay, this is stupid. But like it was cute. Like I thought she did a pretty good job. Like compared to like a lot of the other comedy performances that we've seen. Like this felt like definitely one of the better ones. I don't disagree with her getting the win here for pulling that off. I thought it was strong personally.
It was so funny. It was really talented. She did this whole skit and had all these little gags that we weren't really expecting. And I love that she wasn't afraid to be ugly, with her makeup especially. She made herself purposely ugly. And that is something that when a girl can really just do that and like be talented and show everything that's going on, you could really feel her energy the whole time and like how much you're supposed to love her. And it felt like it was just all of it was good. Like there wasn't a bad moment here.
And someone else who I thought also did well was Cam. Cam was surprisingly very funny too, because I don't remember her. I don't remember if she was a comedy girl on season one. I don't know if I remember that off the top of my head, but like it felt like she fully embraced kind of that side of herself, but it was also giving like some really sexy portions of it too. And I forget who said it, but they're like, this was an extremely like multifaceted performance in like a minute or minute and a half, whatever. And I'm like, she kind of did hit on a lot of like different points, but I'll keep it like really connected in a really cohesive package as well too. I was very, very pleasantly surprised with Cam. I could have honestly maybe put Cam in the top two also.
I personally think I would have put Kim in that top two as well. I just think she did a great job. It was really well done, and I was like kind of not sure what was happening because I was like, but when are we doing like the magic trick? And then at the very end, she like pulls out something that no one saw coming, and it was just so clever. And I was like, I'm stunned because I didn't see this coming. Like, and it's usually one of those things. I feel like you can generally know what's mostly going to happen in one of these talent shows, or at least in the U.S., the version of Drag Race. But it was stunning to see her do these things, and she looked so good, especially when she came out like the flamingo thing, and then the egg.
Hmm.
She
Meg was
had a
cute.
flamingo. I was like, oh
It was definitely very surprising. I definitely I could feel the growth here. Like it's not like a
yeah.
Blair St. Clair thing where they're telling me that they've grown. Like I feel the growth here. So I'm very pleasantly surprised by Cam. I'm very actually excited to see how Cam's going to do this season. But that being said, we do have some girls that ended up in the bottom here, and I do feel like for the most part, I do think I agree with this bottom three. We do have Big Bertha who did some live singing. We have Magnetica who uh, changed outfits, I guess.
Oh,
And we have Punani who did like I guess a comedy lip sync. It wasn't dubbed though, so I have no idea what she said. But apparently neither did the judges either because they put her in the bottom. So I do think her outfit probably saved her because like it was one of those things where I wasn't because it wasn't dubbed at the time where we were watching it. It felt like it was just complete silence the whole time she was talking. So I didn't get the sense that I was missing anything with there being no subtitles. I was a little bit more surprised that I guess La Big Bertha ended up in the bottom just because like her singing wasn't bad. Like her singing was good. But they critiqued her more, it felt like, on her look a little bit more, and then on the fact that the subject matter she was singing about was a little not positive, which I thought is a lame reason to stick someone in the bottom too. And then I still don't even know what Magnetica's talent was. So, um, Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna find out, so don't think about it too hard. I agree. I thought at least that we would get a little bit better from Magnetica. I felt like she was the most like this is the girl that was in the bottom. This girl is in the bottom, you know? And then when it came to La Big Bertha, I was really confused because I was like, I think she did a great job. Like I think if anything, La Bertha's runway would have been the only reason to really place her in the bottom. I mean, it was a hard call because a lot of the girls did so well in the talent show, and I think you're right. I think Punani's outfit really scored her points, and I have been asking for this. I think runway should matter. So like, I'd be hypocritical to not say that they don't, or to be upset that they do. Um, and I was a fan. I liked everything I saw. I said, you know what? She killed it. I appreciate that she gave me this like amazing moment. And when I look at what we saw on the runway from both of them, I can understand why Punani is safe. But it felt kind of bad to have La Big Bertha in the bottom, right? You were kind of like, does she deserve
Did
that?
feel like one of the first real times that she kind of really. I mean, she didn't really slip up, right? It was just kind of
Yeah,
like
there
the
wasn't.
smallest, most minute of negatives that she had. She ended up in the bottom two. Like this felt like a very clear situation where there's a bottom one, and then it's like we need to find a reason to kind of split hairs, put somebody else there. So yeah, I don't really. I mean, I do see why Punani could be there, but also like if we're really going based off of like if I was to really grade them right, I'd probably give La Big Bertha probably like a C on her talent show. Probably give Punani like a D. But then like runways, Big Bertha gets a C and Punani gets like A plus. So it's like it averages out that I think Punani probably should not be there over La Big Bertha. Even though
Yeah,
like
I agree.
maybe the talent show was slightly stronger, the runway was way stronger on the other end. So it's just and I can't really think of another girl that I would put down there otherwise. So yeah, this would be correct personally. And again, we kind of talked about who the top two were. It was Mami Wata and Misty Phoenix. I do think there is a case to be made that Cam should have been there in the top two, but I'm not upset that Misty ended up being there.
No, definitely not.
And then we get a really
And
good lip sync also
oh yeah,
to
this was
"I'm
amazing.
Good" by BB Rexa. Who else is in this song too? Someone else that does this song too. I don't remember.
I
BB
think
Rexa
it's
is the
like
only one
I
we
think
care
it's
about.
David Guetta or something that does like the he does the mixing or something.
Yeah, BB
But
Rexa is all
the
we care
point,
about. It's her song.
it yeah, well because they sampled the song Blue, so like obviously,
Right,
and so
right.
it's like her rendition of it. I shouldn't say sampled because that's the wrong wordage, but you know what I mean.
Mhm,
So yeah, it's a really fun song. So it was a good lip sync. It was a great lip sync.
mhm. I do feel like I mean I Misty was going really hard. Like this is a case where I'm
Yeah.
like I do feel like she went a little too hard. This is not Denali level, like Denali won that lip sync, I don't care. But I do feel that argument here for Misty because
It's
oh
not
my god,
crazy.
mommy really took her time. She was going slow and sexy, but then she would pick it up when she needed to. There were levels to the performance. There was no levels for Misty. Misty was jumping left and right all over the stage. There was one point where she was flipping on the wall. It's just like, oh, I'm like, okay, Misty, but like that would be good against anybody else. I feel like, but when you got mommy just up in the stage, just giving presents, like there was no other winner here for me other than mommy for sure. Like
Mommy
she
was
gave me
so
that.
connected with the audience in this moment too. Like she could not like first of all, we couldn't take our eyes off of her ass because it just looks so good here, right?
Hmm.
But then but then we had the like just what was going on here with her connecting with the judges. She had camp going on. This was like a performance like that she made her own. And I think it what Cam did was really fun, but it lacked
Not
that
Cam, Misty.
connection. Or I'm so sorry, Misty. Yes, yeah, I'm still thinking Cam because I'm like
Mm-hmm.
blonde hair should have
Mm-hmm.
been in the top two.
They
All
all look
tea, all tea.
alike.
No, it's it's just my preference that I thought Cam was better. But Misty this year was a good job. It was too much, right? Everything you said, it was just too much. It was too much energy at times. It was chaotic. It was still fun to watch, but I definitely preferred Mommy Waters. So we
hmm
got what we wanted at the end, kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, I don't know. I think we kind of got what we wanted because Mommy did ended up winning the lip sync here, and then she was faced with a tough decision. Who does she eliminate? Magnetica or Big Bertha? And Magnetica did give a pretty heartfelt plea during the Untucked moment there, where she was really wants to show herself. She's only been on one episode or two episodes before this, so like if anybody in this cast really needs more time, it really is her. So, in a lot of ways, I do understand why ultimately Mommy pulls out La Big Bertha's lipstick, but it still didn't feel right, right? So, I'm not that surprised that Nikki ultimately decides that this is a non elimination week, but I'm also kind of like gagged that she waited for Mommy to pull out that lipstick, and clearly now there is going to be some drama probably between these two. I mean, I can't imagine there not being, especially kind of Lobby Brothers already being a little, confrontational with her energy towards Piche. So I could only kind of feel like where this could possibly go moving forward here. And I just hope it doesn't negatively kind of come back around on Mommy because I feel like this really kind of is her season. Like she gave me like the breakout star of the episode. So like I would be gagged if ultimately like this kind of comes back to hurt her because they saved a girl that comes back and then eliminates someone for revenge. Like that would be oh, I would be gagged. I'd be gagged. Um, did you have any thoughts here on the non-elimination Jack?
I was happy. I really enjoy when girls get more than an episode to show themselves. I get the case for Magnetica, but I couldn't agree with the choice to get rid of her because I was just like, this isn't that good. Like all tea, all shade. I was like, Lover Bertha clearly did better uh, in the challenge, and it wasn't even close. Like Lava Bertha might not have had the greatest runway, but do I think the runway should outdo the challenge? Definitely not. And when it came down to it, Magnetica, like, if we're giving him a grade, Magnetica really did get that F. She got like the F of the challenge, right?
Yeah, hers was even worse than Milk's because at least Milk sang a song.
Yeah, it was just we were all there and we are like, all right,
I'm like,
cool.
so that happened. Um, I'm a little confused why she thought that would redeem her other performance because I think her other performance was way better than
I
that.
don't know. Look, I just think that it was one of those. So I love what you're trying to do, but something's not right.
I don't even know if
Like,
I loved what she was trying to do. It just-
well, I
I have to
art
be
is
honest.
subjective and talent shows are subjective. No,
Right.
it was, yeah.
Well, so that basically means that we'll be entering week two with all 10 of our queens, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice that they do get an episode to kind of warm up because, as we've seen, sometimes nerves, things happen. It takes a little bit to warm up. So I'm not that upset that they all get another shot here. But I forget,
And I
was there a
yeah, what's up?
preview for the next episode? Because I don't have any
Um,
notes on previews. I don't know if they showed a preview. I'm like, let me look because I'm like, I
there was a
don't
preview. They are
remember
making
seeing it.
outfits next week.
Okay,
And it's supposed to be a Super Bowl kind of thing.
that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So I
hmm
don't know what is all going on. Like, I guess, like, maybe they're doing something. I don't know. It was a very strange kind of idea, but maybe it'll probably make more sense when we see all of it because again, we also like don't always know what's going on in Nikki's mind or the producers over here, and we don't always see all of the results of challenges like that. I think a lot of times we don't get to see as much as what's actually going on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that next week will be an amazing design challenge because it's my favorite thing on Drag Race.
I agree. I mean, it should be fun though. We'll get 10 looks. At least it'll feel like a real ball because we haven't had a real ball in months. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was a good first taste here. I feel like we're kind of set up for a very interesting, hopefully dramatic, very talented season, I would say, for sure. Jack, any final words?
My final words is, ladies, start your engines. Please keep slaying it and keep killing it because I'm living for everything that's been going on so far, and I am excited to see more.
As we all are. And hopefully, y'all can't wait to see how this turns out either, especially if you made it this far in the podcast. Again, thank you so much for listening. And make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment below because we'd love to hear your thoughts on the season. Jack, what's your question for the podcaster or for the listeners this time?
My podcast question is, who had your favorite look and your least favorite look on the gold runway? And who surprised you the most in the talent show? I mean,
Ooh, a double
this
one.
isn't something that, yeah, I mean, I want to hear about the looks because there were just so many. I think everyone deserves that, but I think the looks are just something that we all enjoy differently. So maybe that's not what you watch for. I love the runways. I live for that every single time. I like the challenges too, but the runways are really killing it for me. So like maybe you're more of the challenge person. So give me your opinion on that.
We love it. We love it. Yes. Make sure to comment below for Jack's question of the day. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time on the next podcast here. Until next time, y'all. My name is Renegayde, and on behalf of my co-caster QuackrrJack, we are signing out. But remember, keep spilling that tea, y'all. Bye.
Au revoir.
Oh, look at you being cultural.